Alright, good day everyone, it's Gareth again from Whatchamacallit Gaming, and here we are continuing our Captains of Industries modded playthrough. Now in the last episode we got our fuel systems working, our power plant sort of working, we're still having supply issues. I think we got backup power. Yeah, we got backup power, so that's not a hiccup. And then I did something here? Oh yes, second vehicles, we've been swapping the vehicles. Now, I had let the game run in the background a bit before I started this video, so it has done some things. I added a steel dump here, just to add steel to the production so we can get things going, because that's where I'm stalling. As you can see, many of the trucks have already been swapped out. We're also having an issue, let's see, low food supply. Okay. Let's just see what they're talking about, because here's the farms. That one's fine, empty, almost empty. Okay, so we're going to have to add a few more farms. Probably got too big a population. Not a problem. Other thing I've done recently. Oops, let me turn this volume down a wee bit. Mods. I added a new one. It's called Industrial Expansion, if I've got that correct. Just give me one tick here to double check it here. I'm just quickly going to the website, going to mods, going to sort by latest update. Here it is. Yeah, Industrial Expansion. I of course will add the link to it down below with the below the video in the section, so you can find it easily. It adds additional conveyor belts, but what I really wanted the mod for is it adds additional balancers. Now, have we unlocked this thing? Yes, here we are. And it adds a modded cargo ship for the manufacturing of a cargo ship at your base. And it adds modded balances. Now that was what I want, and apparently more retaining walls. So let's just take a quick look here. Have I unlocked all that research? Yeah, because it pops up here. You see here with the mod balances, it then pops up here. It gives additional load balances, which are very important because I sometimes find I just want more space as far as abilities connect pipes evenly. The other thing, as I said, it adds, where are you hiding? More retaining walls. It just looks like it adds one retaining wall. Darkened concrete surface. This cargo dry dock where we can build our own cargo ships. And the biggest thing is, I think it does add an expansion to the dry dock. Just got to see if I can find it here. So that may be a late tier expansion, and I'm not 100% sure where I'm looking. I could search for it, but I get that wrong from time to time, so it's not a big hiccup. The other thing it adds is additional conveyor belts, but this is where I'm going to run into a slight hiccup. I already have a mod adding upgraded conveyor belts. Even the other mod, this seems to be, okay, this is the mixed fluid, this is part of that mod, that's not something here. Because here, also additional conveyor belts, here's the upgraded cargo ports times 10, that's what the industrial expansion mod adds. And here's more additional conveyor belts. So this is just the one thing I'm going to be a bit concerned about. I don't know if the two mods are going to clash. And I won't know till we basically get to the end of the game, so it would suck if it clashes at the end of the game and the whole game crashes, because that would just suck. But so far, it looks like it's fine. It looks like there's no argument. I'm happy to have additional conveyor belts balances, because these are always useful. Yeah, sorry, I don't know why it's triggering this. It shouldn't, but it apparently is. It's got nothing to do with that. We have a cargo dry dock, so we could build ships, which is always a nice upgrade. And then we have medium retaining wall. Yeah, I honestly don't see how that's going to be of any help whatsoever. Also, once again, it uses iron, and I'm not even producing iron anymore, so that's a slight screw up on my part. And darkened concrete surfaces. Okay, now that we've gone through the mod, and as I said, it will be available in the bottom, because that's the one thing I often find myself quite upset with, is when you have an update, a person who's playing a modded game, and they make this amazing modded game, and then they don't tell you where whatever the mod is that they're playing, or where you can get it. It has a tendency to drive me up the wall. Okay, let's see how we're going to do this. We need more potatoes, and we need more of this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy these three buildings, spin them around, I'm going to place them here. I want to leave some gaps so I can run the conveyor belts. And then we're going to split these buildings. Do we line it up with this pipe? No, I don't want too little free space. That should be fine. And what we're going to do is we're going to add, because we've got 3 of these, 2 of these. So if we add 1 of these, 2 potato farms, and 1 additional vegetable farm, we should be fine. So I want to take this, I want to go here, I want to go here. I want to erase this completely. Why is my sound so loud? Was it just me? The music just sounds very loud for me, and I'm not sure why. So I'm just going to check settings here. Audio? Yeah, nothing's changed in my audio setup. It just seems to be an abnormally loud song. Okay, so vegetables check. Potatoes, potatoes. That's fine. Now we just got to copy this configuration. Swap it around, rotate it. Bonk. Okay, now we've got to run our conveyor belts. Now I'm thinking of running the vegetable conveyor belt this way and having it just attached there. But then we just got to erase this one because we don't need that. Flat conveyor belt, so we'll run you. Yeah, we can run it flush against the farm, it's not a problem. And we'll run up this way. We'll get the water connections now. Because yeah, this is going to be a hop, skip, and a jump, if you will. That can just run there. Because yeah, I'm going to run the water connection. In fact, I'm going to take advantage of the new splitter tech we have unlocked. And I'm going to clear this section. And then I'll run additional belts, because we'll hop, skip, and a jump over here as well. In fact, we'll go this way, because this setup is fine. So we want to go this way, like this. How do I want to run this? Okay. I would rather we go along on the inside, but I don't think that's going to work quite the way I want it to. Okay, let's do this. Will it let me do this? Okay, it is letting me do it, but we're just going to have to watch out for the, oh, come on. Okay, yeah, we haven't blocked this connector, which would have sucked. Okay, let's just speed this up again. Pause it. Now we go to fluids, and we grab this medium balancer here. Yeah, we're going to have to rearrange some more piping. That's not a hiccup. Oops. Okay, because here's we've got 2 water inlets. So we grab this medium balancer, we attach it in here. That's fine. Then we run one this way. We'll run you there. We'll take the middle bracket here. I know this is going to look weird, which kind of sucks because that piping was so nice and neat. Ah, what am I doing? I'm an idiot. It is neat. We just don't have to have that pipe. We can just move this one forward. That can stay exactly as it is. Cancel. Cancel. Because then we just run the extra piping here, connect it like this, and we can have some nice, neat pipes, which is always a nice thing. Yeah, I'm going to actually run it like this. I'm going to join it to the connection. Oops, one back. Like this. I'm going to erase this section of piping because we don't need it. Voila! And then to make sure we don't actually run out of water too soon. Let me guess, we don't have any... Huh? Okay, we ran... Okay, I'm confused. Oh, did I delete? I must have deleted. That was not the plan. My bad. Wrong button. Or was that the wrong button? No, that wasn't the wrong button. We have enough construction components, so that's not a problem. Okay, now we're out of construction components. Yep. But I am cheating with steel. Are we making sufficient construction components? It is getting there. It's not getting there very quickly, but it is getting there. Yeah, we are siphoning off quite a bit of steel in various locations. Where is most of it going? Most of it's coming here. Yeah, my steel setup here is a mess. I tried to even out the amount flowing to the various locations so we don't have to constantly fight with where the resources are going, so there's that. Just hoping we haven't blocked the food supply completely. Also, is that I don't think the cheats changed. No, they did not. Yeah, most of the first tier farms are running fine, so we are producing food. We're just not producing a lot of food. We may have to look into that, see if we can solve this problem. Yeah, low food supply, I am aware. Are any of these generators running? No, so we're actually running off our coal plant at the moment. But are we maintaining a supply? Yes, we are. Okay, good. So we are basically maintaining a supply. Once the trucks have finished swapping out, we can then swap out the diggers. What are they? Front-end loaders, I think they were called? Small excavator in the game. There's so many names we have for the various vehicles that I kept getting lost. I honestly get lost. If I'm not reminded about it in-game or something, I get lost. Okay, we don't actually have to cheat in resources because we've got them. Just, is this overflow working? It is. Can we set up the same thing here? Because, yeah, this is working, it's just not working very nicely. But yeah, I don't think we have a problem. Water to there. Wastewater we're gonna have to deal with though. In real life, this whole place, I don't know if you've seen some of those pictures of where they break up ships. I think it's on the Indian coastline, or the Pakistani coastline, or maybe even that. But that water in that area looks, well, terrible. This would look the same. It would be a disgusting mishmash of yuck, in simple English. Yeah, we're not actually at danger of running out of food. We have reserves, it's not a lot of reserves. Right now they're only running on vegetables. So, while my people should be fairly happy, sort of, they're not going to be completely happy. And not completely healthy either. I know people say, oh, you could be vegan, you can just run off one thing, but we're omnivores. We do need the other proteins. And even then, we don't get the proteins we need, because many people take vitamin supplements. I know I take vitamin supplements. Because even though I do eat fairly... Well, okay, I don't eat healthy meals. I do eat. It's not always, the best. So making sure your people have the correct amount of protein and nutrients and all that fun stuff. Oh boy, I think I could make a whole game on that alone. It would probably be a very boring game. This one at least spreads out the load. You've got farms, you've got industries. You're not focused on one thing. That's also kind of why I like the farming simulator game, because well, it is mainly crop growth and planting. It's not just one type, and it's not just focused on a single thing. You can do woodwork, you can do livestock. So yeah, that works. How is this coming along? It is going. And resource-wise, it's mainly coal that we're running into significant problems. 99% coal. And we just don't seem to be pulling enough of it out of the ground to maintain our current production. We are definitely getting enough of it. I mean, we are definitely pulling it out. We're just not pulling out enough. Even this locomotive isn't bringing enough home. Yeah, because look, there goes the coal supply. We do have enough reserves here. Now, you would think, okay, let's just add another train. That's not going to work, because then we're just going to end up running empty loads. Right now we're not running an empty load, we actually have sufficient reserves. I can cheat in more, which is fine. I won't lie, since the mod author seems to be watching my videos, or at least checking who are using his mods, I would love it if he could create a, basically, what is it now? I have mentioned it before. Basically it's, no, not piping, something like this, just a box, and then you could select what resources you want, because I've had it in my previous videos, and then it will have all the connectors. One side would be liquid connectors, one side would be flat connectors, one side would be round connectors, one side would be liquid metal connectors, molten connectors, and then you could just spawn in resources from that point, rather than constantly having to summon them. It would be nice, but if the author can't do it, that's fine. I don't mod games. I don't know how complicated it is to make these mods. I don't know if it's actually quite easy and I'm just overestimating, or it could be very, very hard. Okay, the these farms are up and running, but they've got no water. Okay, I'm just going to bring in the resources we need. Construction components, tier 2, 500 at the shipyard. Thank you. Probably going to use them all up right now. That'll get water flow and that'll get these farms producing. I hope. Irrigation tank isn't filling up. It is flowing. There we go. Yeah, it's working. And it's raining, which is helping. And that adds additional farming capacity. Now, as we advance our technology, the farms will become more productive. So that's not a problem. Water, as I said, I'm cheating the water, so we don't need to use the water cheat here. Cargo ship fuel, we don't have a cargo ship at the moment. It doesn't matter. Vehicle fuel saver is good. Mainly it's because we're using the fuel as... I'm just trying to build up a stockpile of fuel. Which we're doing. The other thing I need to do is still oh no, these are the upgraded ones. I still need to upgrade these storage facilities, but right now there's nothing in them to upgrade them with. Literally, only rubber and glass. That's the only two storage units that actually have anything whatsoever in them. The rest don't. And of course these mechanical components. But right now, I don't have the resources to upgrade it to the point where I can actually make use of it, so there's no point in upgrading it. Oh yeah, food supply is dropping lower and lower and lower, even though we're producing more. I haven't made a mistake with my connections, have I? No, here comes this one. Here comes more vegetables. I can always add more farms. It's not actually going to be that difficult. There's plenty of room here. We can add quite a few additional farms. I might just do that, but then do I want to put specific farms on specific sites? The biggest hiccup is I've already got these buildings, so I'd have to decommission these structures, decommission these, put vegetables here, turn these, put 6 potatoes here, and 5 and 1 vegetable? That is the hiccup. Okay, you know what? I think I'm gonna do just that. Let me delete from there to here. Change that one over. Delete this structure. I'm gonna copy this one. Give me another load balancer. Oops, I'm doing this backwards. Okay, you know what? It's fine. We'll do it backwards. We'll put the vegetables on this side. And also because we're just changing one thing here, we're changing 2 things here, I just gotta get these connectors correct. Because you see, I'm running a vegetable connection here. So I would have to just see about changing the connector here. But that's not going to be a big problem. And then I will run this connector. I did not leave any room there, so this connector would have to come through. I'm just going to have to push this out one. Okay, nuts. Now I've got potatoes here, but that's fine. They should get it dismantled. I hate losing product, but we may not have a choice in the matter. Okay. Okay, that's that done. Now then, from here to there, let's dismantle this. Let's get this built, and then we'll worry about what we need to do next. So, this is going to go here. It will run out one Okay, now I've got a slight hiccup here. I actually need to rotate these buildings around. So this building needs to go here. This building needs to come here and here. This building needs to come here. This stuff needs to go. 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 Now this should be potatoes. Okay, it didn't change the buildings configuration. It changed these buildings configuration. It didn't change these buildings configuration. I want these as potatoes, please. I'm assuming everything is getting dumped. Okay. Now the outer ones are potatoes and the inner ones are things. We're going to take advantage of the situation. We're going to turn this one into vegetables. We're going to copy this structure. Okay, that's going to be vegetables. Potatoes will still run this way. It'll just hop over and come through. So let's just run that quick. Like that. We should have the resources to build this. We do. And now we've got 5 and I want 6 vegetable farms. So let's copy from basically here. Like that. Perfect. Wait, did I change these? No, these are all vegetable farms. Good. And then we'll add more food plants. Okay, we are out of food. Our people are basically starving. But more food is being delivered as we speak, so they're going to be fine. That message is about to go away. Potato deliveries are on their way as well, so that's also fine. Oof. Did I get my spacing right? By the way, if you thought that was planned, you're mad. There was no planning here. Absolutely no planning whatsoever. I just hope these pipes are enough to carry the water supply. I'm going to need to build another train crossing. Because the trucks are taking the long way around now. Rail line, rail line, rail line. Track direction. Track direction. And I'm going to get that built quick because I really, really want the train to keep going. Yes, I know. There we go. That solves that problem. We've run out of production supplies. That's not a problem. Where are you stuck? I have no idea. I'll check him now. I just need to check. Where am I going here? Yeah, these are not set for import or export. Not set for import or export. Perfect. Oh, they can export. That's not quite what I wanted. I think the last building they can import, but not the rest, because yeah. Okay, it'll take a little while for our food supplies to once again catch up. But we'll definitely be getting there. And his water supply is doing alright? Or do I need to rerun pipes here? Biggest question is, are we pumping enough liquid? And actually the one we want to check is this one. Yeah, there is... The irrigation tank is full, so that's not a problem. As long as the irrigation tank is full, we're fine. Now, the reason it's showing there's only 5 months of food left is because that's how much food is stored in these buildings, these distribution centers, or food markets. As that goes up, it will then start showing greater and greater time period which we have food available. Okay, also, what are you doing? Nothing. My hiccup was I was unloading the cargo and it was just disappearing. Coal reserves are also going to start running down, but we seem to be maintaining a rough supply of coal just fine. So that's not a hiccup. They're not taking coal from here, right? Oh wait, we eliminated the need for coal here altogether. Generator is kicking in occasionally, which is fine. Fuel reserves, we are producing, we're just not producing a lot. Because I will admit, this system here is quite slow. The hiccup we're running into is we're just not producing enough electricity to run enough. It does look like we have huge energy reserves, but the problem is we have energy reserves with respect to our backup generators. We do not have energy reserves with respect to our coal power plant. So I think our total energy production here is... Can I actually check this? Hang on, where is energy production? Production? Yeah, we've got 16 megawatts here and 4 points there, but for a total of 48. So most of our energy is coming from coal power, which is what we want. Mainly because I can't produce enough diesel to actually keep these diesel generators running properly. Could we add another another steam boiler? Probably. We probably do have enough reserves to add additional power into this mix. But it's not actually causing any trouble so far. The problem is, I think if I boost this, say, to 20, uses more water, produces a bit more steam, but the hiccup is its power rockets up. Power requirements, that's 20% more efficient, more output, but almost a doubled power requirement for only 20% improvement. Which means if I want to double output, I need to triple or quadruple power output. Now there is a formula here, if I click here. Let's just, and I remove this recipe, what's our power production here? This should be twice 9 megawatts, that's actually cheaper. That's actually cheaper than running the boost. Because, okay, no, 20%, okay, hang on. Let's actually do it this way. Because I'm getting myself lost. Okay. 14%, 14 steam, 24 for 9. So to reach equal amount of output... Yeah, it's cheaper to run the higher... it basically has the double power output, which we can't sustain. To get the same amount of thing is 19 watts of power. This is actually cheaper. So I think I'm going to... I probably should have done that when I first started, because we could improve the output of these generators, but it's fine. These are all just using 6, so we could add additional fuel systems. Did I leave enough space to maybe stuff another one? No, I didn't. Yeah, I've kind of put myself into a corner here. I could build them here, run the pipes over, and that'll double this production. This is still going fine as far as fuel reserves are making. It would just keep these running 24/7, because they're getting plenty of steam. Steam is not a problem as far as these two are concerned. It's just product that is the problem. Just adding one more of these would be a big upgrade. Okay, if I run you here, run the sour water that way. Let me just pause and test how I'm going to do this. Okay, if I run it this way instead, we come here, we can snatch. Yeah, we're going to have to snatch diesel that way. nuts. Some of the connection pipes are just in the wrong place. Run that pipe like that. We'll take steam from here. Run this pipe like this. And this pipe this way. That's the sour water. So we want the heavy oil to just run that way. Want the light crude. We can just run right into this pipe here. We do this. Let's see what happens. It looks stupid. Oh, right. We're not making enough construction components. Okay, construction components coming in. Also, as I said, he fixed this, so wonderful. I'm not making that mistake anymore. Let's get this up and running. Steam and crude is flowing into the tank, and that is... It'll only pump into one tank, though. I just want to see if it's... So this tank is... This thing is going to start running 24/7 now. So I actually do need to add another one, because each of these takes 6. Luckily, I've got all the piping now set up, so I just copy this structure here. Dump it like that. I know it looks stupid because now it's sticking out, when I really should have checked this earlier. It does look really, really dumb. It's my own mistake. I should have checked this whole thing. I'm probably going to have to take this whole thing apart at some point and rebuild it from scratch. But that should be fine. Actually, can we... I would rather take... I'm going to dismantle this pipe. I want to take it from this supply. Simply because then I'm not fighting. And like I said, this is what you never wanted an oil facility whatsoever. Because now, these pipes are a mess. A clean hit to any of this stuff is going to make one hell of a bang. And maintenance-wise, I've basically quadrupled the maintenance work because everything is a mix-mash here. But, in exchange, we're making more heavy, what is this? Medium oil, which we can break down into diesel and other fuels. And it's actually not costing us that much in power, so it's really not a problem. And it means we're making more rubber. So this is working. Yeah, we're starting to run off our diesel generators, our backup diesel generators a bit. This is the only place we're going to start running into serious problems. So we go to custom capacity. We go 5,000. We go 50,000. We want to set it to that. We want to repeat it here, just as a backup reserve of what we need. So that's not a hiccup. It just means it won't ever fill up. This one I will set the same. And I'll also set the same for the diesel requirements. And while we're at it, we'll just set the same here. We're never actually going to reach this level of needing to fill it up this much. Not in 100 years, but it's done. It just gives us enormous reserves should we need it. Food supply is back to 14 months, but that's mainly because I think we've only managed to fill one. Yeah, we've only managed to fill one of these. Other than that, yeah, that's going well. Have we actually... Tech tree, what are we missing in the tech tree? Because I think our main hiccup here is we've reached a point where we can actually unlock tech, we just haven't found the tech to unlock it. And that's coal and bread production. Yeah, corn. It's odd. The game doesn't actually let you make corn on a cob or sweet corn as a food. You could do bread. Bread's not a problem, and we will do it. It's just, it always struck me as just weird. Or soybeans. Soybeans on themselves, I don't think you can actually eat soybeans on themselves now I'm thinking about it. No, you probably can, I just don't think it tastes very good. Because I don't think I've ever actually seen soybeans as a food offering. Okay, let's head out here. Oh no, we're too far away. Which is weird, because according to this, the ship has a range of 2,000 kilometers. That's 800 kilometers away. We can get there and get back. But okay, game, if that's what you say... Okay, we're gonna have to start seriously looking into the next tier of technology. Is there anything else first that we need to produce? Not really. Can we make fertilizer? We do have a chemical plant, but it needs organic fertilizer. We can get organic fertilizer from compost. We get compost from sludge. Where do we get sludge from? Okay, yeah, we've unlocked the cheat bioprocessor, but that's about it. We can make fuel gas. We will need that later for certain things, but right now we don't need it. And yes, we can actually burn it in a standard boiler, but then we make carbon dioxide, and carbon dioxide is really, really pollutive, which makes it very difficult to keep our main group healthy. Our air pollution is already quite bad, and our landfill pollution is terrible, but that's because I haven't figured out a way to get rid of this stuff properly. So, basically, we just need to start cracking on with the next tier of research. Which means we need to tear this whole place apart. Can't put it in here because, well, we don't have... Well, we could, but I'm not going to override that production capability. Okay, so, first things first. Pause. Grab a structure. I'm just going to put it there for now. What do you need to make the next tier of research? Paper and glass. Ouchies. Well, we can actually make paper right here. It's just, I think it's a chemical process, and I don't think we have that resource. Okay, I'm actually going to move the structure here. It's a bit farther away, but it's just to keep this clear, because we're going to want to make a bigger bridge. In fact, we're going to make a bigger bridge. Pause. Let's get a bigger bridge in here. Like that. Thank you. Once again, just going to go with 3 of these structures. The problem is if I put it here, I'm not actually leaving enough room. So I could tuck it here, but there's no room to connect anything. So we have no choice but to move it, say, there. And then the first belt we're going to run is this one, which will come this way? Yeah, this is not working. Because if I build it here, I'm blocking all these connectors. I'm going to have to pull this building forward. Okay, oops, that was not what I wanted to do. Was there an undo switch here? No, there wasn't, so that's an oopsie on my part. Okay, this is going to look stupid, but there's nothing I can do about it because it's screwed up. Another option is I put it this side. Yeah, it looks like I don't have a choice. I didn't actually have to dismantle the research facilities, but I think I was just too... okay, I'm going to leave one more gap forward. Just too close. Once again, glass is not a problem. We are producing plenty here. So glass is actually not going to be a problem. We'll go, once again, through our industrial heartland, and over this way, and under the bridge. I will admit, this is actually probably my worst example of getting anything sorted. This makes Rat's Nest look nice. Is there room to come this way? Yes, there is. Can we come over this way? Yes, like I have. I have completely and utterly screwed this up. Okay. Wood chips, silicon, steam. Limestone? Is limestone really all we need? I thought we needed something else. Because there's plenty of limestone right here. We can siphon it off right here, for flip's sake, if we wanted to. I thought we needed way more resources than just that. It does mean running another, rat's nest belt, unfortunately. Like this way, in front of here. Because we need to set up a wood chipper basically in this area. Basically here. This bridge actually isn't going to help us anything. The other option is we get rid of this bridge. We cancel this thing completely, and we use this area for production. Wait, am I? Oh, I am. Okay, yeah, I'm shipping supplies this way. Sorry, that maybe we need that bridge after all. Oh, it's already gone. Yep, sorry, we kind of needed that bridge. Okay, but I could build it here. We run the wood this way, hop it this way, and hope it doesn't, and then, because, like I said, if limestone is really the third resource we need, how much limestone? Each needs 4 paper. This produces 12 paper, so one machine will be plenty. Because it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Perfect. So, we go to... It's under oil production, I think? Chemical plant. Okay, we don't actually have the formula yet to make... because, look, we can make this. We can make that. Gonna have to try and make that. We'll do that later, because it is available. We've got all the resources at the other side. Turn that off, turn that off. Give me that. Steam, electricity, water, right there. Once again, that is not going to be the biggest hiccup. We leave a gap, because that's what we do. We go here, we want flat conveyor belts. Sawdust. How much sawdust do you want? 6. I think we need 2, where is it now? Shredders. Well, 1 actually makes enough, but... if we put them like this, maybe? I'm gonna have to move them forward a bit. Okay, quite a bit, but the trucks can go around. That's not going to be a problem. And we run this belt. Grab a... It's also a U-shaped connector? No, it's also a flat connector. stick a flat connector there. We grab a belt. No, we grab a belt from here. Oh, I better be recording all this. I am. Thank goodness. That would have sucked. And I'm not kidding about that. That would have completely sucked. Okay, that gives us plenty. Do I build a backup, a stockpiler? Or we're just going to... I think we'll just... I don't want to actually use too much wood because we're going to use wood for construction components. So, and once this research is finished, this facility... I think there is something else we use paper for, but mainly this facility is finished. We don't need it anymore. Okay, limestone is here, right? Yes, it is. So if we pinch it here, or we add a... Make that disappear. Pause it again. We grab our upgraded balancer. So I just gotta get my heights right here. Is that correct? Yeah, that is correct. Go like that. We go like that. Give me this. We go here. No, that's not gonna work. No, it is going to work. It's just, it's not going to work the way I wanted it to work. Okay, yeah, that belt is in the way. Luckily, that's very easy fix. May still run into trouble here. Okay, that's just steam. Luckily, now the question is, do we run the steam pipe to the steam generator? Or do we pinch this water here, make steam here, and then run the pipe? Try to figure out what's going to be easiest. Do we put electric boiler here, and it just has to make standard steam. It doesn't even have to make a lot of steam, because this thing uses almost no steam. In fact, we're going to have a significant backlog of steam. Actually, no, let's be really mean about this. Totally, oops, I don't like that pipe. Totally unnecessary. It can't even use the amount of steam we're going to be pumping into this thing. So that is totally unnecessary. And we pinch our water supply, because this where is our main water supply coming from? It's right here. And we've got a spare connector right here. Biggest hiccup is crossing the street, I'm afraid. Okay. No. Yeah. Oh well, it's gonna gravity feed like you won't believe. I guarantee you that much. Voila! It's a mess. It's a glorious mess. It's my mess, but it's a mess. Yeah, I'm sorry. If any competent engineer took one look at this, if I had an engineering's license, which I don't, I'd lose it in like 5 seconds with this mess. No company would want to buy it because it would be so stupidly expensive to build. And it's not even like I'm building redundancies into the system. All I'm doing is making bottlenecks and knots and maintenance up to hell, excuse my language, Because yes, it would be. You would have a nightmare keeping this stuff running. All the little places where you have to go, check this, check that, check this. Normally when you build something like this, or trying to build something like this, you want to connect these pipes. In real life, what we would do then with water pipes, let's just take the water system. We've got a water system flowing to all these locations. So we would have our central water supply, and then we'd have a very thick feed pipe, a nice big one. And it would feed maybe to a primary junction, which would then split off into the correct, into each section. Or more than likely we would have the main pipe as thick as possible, a big feed pipe, feeding into a control junction, and that control junction with each pipe section would be the correct flow amount required for each piece of equipment. That way you can't have an incident where you're pumping too much water into a piece of equipment and drowning it out. Because that would be the other big hiccup. You could use a large feed pipe, but when you get to the end, all that water has to go somewhere. You can't just you can keep it in the pipe to a certain extent, but you're still pumping, especially in this case where you would definitely be pumping the water to your desired location. You'd have to have a pipe of the correct diameter so you're not drowning your piece of equipment with so much water it can't do anything. Okay, that's up and running. Excellent. I don't think we need this anymore. So I'm just going to temporarily do that. It will feed to these units. The biggest hiccup is, are we actually going to make enough paper? I think we're going to make just plenty of paper. It will just stock up until it's full. Glass is on its way, and there we go. Production has begun. Now then, next tier of research. You can see where the buildings were. They're probably going to have to come one over. It's under buildings. Was it under here? It's under here. Once again, pause. How do I want to do this? Like, there? Once again, yeah, well, that doesn't matter. I'm off, aren't I? I will admit, these buildings, because of the way this joint connects, it's actually quite difficult to tell whether you're actually putting the building in the correct place or not. It's actually rather annoying. This is also going to be one of our primary power hogs because, well, technological research requires electricity. Lots and lots of power. Yeah, 400 kilowatts. Luckily we're making 78 megawatts. So 78,000 kilowatts. If I've got my math right. It's luckily metric system is 1,000 with power and computers it's 1,000 again, 1,000 again, 1,000 again. 1,000 bytes is 1 megabyte, 1,000 megabytes is 1 gigabyte, 1,000 gigabytes is 1 terabyte, and so on and so forth. Checking time. We're actually getting to the end of this episode. We still got a little bit. Not that we can do very much with it. Yeah. Now it's just we're running short on production. We are making enough. We're not creating a bottleneck here. I know it looks like we're making a bottleneck, but we're not, because each of these is per 60 and this is per 60, so it is working. 12 pieces of paper. We're making the exact amount we need to keep this going. When we're not doing research, it can back up, because we've got a backlog supply storage, so we're doing fine. We are actually doing... Actually, this worked out better than I thought it would. It's still a mixed mash of piping, but it worked. Okay, actually, what I want to check quick, vehicle conversion. Okay, so we still have 25 units to replace. That's fine. Car parts is where we're running into the problem, and let me guess. No, it's just slow production. It's nothing else. It's also 8 into 4, so yeah. It's got the resources it needs. It's just not making it. Where? Why are you not? Oh, right. Coal. Me and this flippin' coal, man. And the reason this doesn't seem like I'm creating a problem with the amount of iron or copper I'm pulling out is simply because I'm not using it fast enough to see if there's a problem. If I was pulling more coal out of the mountain, it wouldn't be a problem, but I'm not. So I am indeed creating backlogs. Am I not even pulling out that much sand? No, it doesn't look like it. Because, yeah, salt is chock-a-block. I want to actually... No, wrong button. Right button. Yep, upgrade the loose storage, please. Waste storage, at least for the moment, is not a problem. We also have an auxiliary gravel supply here. We don't actually need it anymore. Because gravel... We are delivering it, but of late, most of the gravel or rock is just being crushed here. Yeah, I cheated these, so I don't really want to upgrade them. I think upgrading them will just change it back to default. But we are starting to pull enough coal. Have any of these vehicles been changed? No, none of them have been changed yet. Okay. Now, ship. Oh, it can't. Why can't you explore? Because you're full. Okay, I want to see if it's actually going to put these resources in there. Okay, that is 7. We're adding 400. I know the cheat originally was causing this problem. I think he may have fixed it. I don't know. Oh, well, we could dump to storage. Okay, let's dump cargo like that. What did that do? Okay, that helped. That actually helped a lot. But I think it just dumps here. So now if we move from the ship to the dockyard, 6 types had no matching overflow. 41 units dumped. Bugger. Yep, there goes all the scrap iron. Everything else I think was automatically dumped to storage bins. I will admit, I do not like that function of this cheat. You lose material. Will I be using scrap iron? Not right now. Will I be using it later? Yes. A lot. But that is the way it is. Okay, first things first. Research. What would I like? Household goods? No. Vehicle management? Pipes. Give me pipes, please. Vehicle management. Power generation. Then we'll just make our way up. We definitely need to unlock more advancements to ship fuel and materials, so that's not a problem. This is the modded stuff, so there's that. District heating. It's new heating to your population. Pipe in depleted steam and heat. Heater warms the entire settlement. Outputting water is condensed to feed back into your steam loop. Okay, we can do that. I just don't think we can produce depleted steam. Did we find... No, I don't know why this technology is available. Because we haven't found corn yet. Then I'm just going to start at the bottom and make my way up. Which is what I tend to do with research tech trees like this. But I want piping. We need to upgrade our piping. Or, well, actually, I don't know. I'm not really having an overflow problem with the piping, so... Ship engines, ship weapons. Gold. Yeah, I will admit, it takes me a little while to get to gold. But we do need to upgrade ship equipment. Ooh, and I think these are infinite technologies. They are. These are going to keep our research things going a lot, because it is such a huge help in maintaining the survivability of our settlement. Okay, I can't unlock any of these techs yet because we haven't got to them. But there. We're on our way. We're probably going to stall out a bit because we're actually not producing enough research modules. Are these? No, these aren't even boosted. So it's just a case... We probably could boost paper production. It wouldn't be difficult to do. We are overproducing the stuff we need. We can easily add a sorter. But... it doesn't really matter. We're not in a rush to get to the latest of the latest tech. This is already a big help. It's just actually finishing the vehicles. I'm gonna boost this thing. Power requirements aren't a problem, so if we boost it to say 50%, that is fine. We got steel here. I can add more steel. We do actually have reserves of iron, but where is our steel? Our steel is here. I'm gonna add more steel. Okay, it only moved 1,000 to the cargo bay. Oh no, there it is. And then what we want to do is just upgrade the structure. I'm pressing the wrong buttons. Okay, it's being upgraded. That'll put more storage capacity, and it'll transfer all the steel here. And that's fine. And it'll split it evenly between everything, so that's fine too. Yeah, belt upgrade is also going to be really welcome. But I mainly want the pipe upgrade for here. This pipe's going to be a pain in the butt, though. Are we not producing enough water? No, we have some reserves. Luckily, we can just do this. We just go here. We pause it quick. Pause. Upgraded pipes. We do have plenty of this capacity. Did I actually upgrade everything here? Yeah. And I'm going to just... Oops, wrong buttons. I am pressing funny buttons. Okay, we're not actually allowed to cheat resources in here. That's weird. But okay. There, now we're really pumping water. Now we're probably pumping too much water. And I actually needed to pull these buildings back a bit. So, oops. Ugh, it's fine. Did I upgrade this entire pipe? I think so. Yeah, that's one heck of a transport of water. And yes, I did notice my mistake. You can't cheat to upgrade water piping. So if you grab... No. Yeah, you can't cheat it here. I had flat conveyor belts 1 still somewhere? Okay, how the heck did I pull that off? Ah, because I haven't got it set yet. Oh dear. That could explain some things. I have been making mistakes, people. But yeah, we want to basically upgrade all of this and get it done. Wastewater treatment pipes are bigger. The settlement isn't having... Oops, sorry. Yeah, sorry about that. You never know when you're going to get a message on your cell phone. Okay, part of the reason we're not getting supplies quickly is we've got the wrong conveyor belts. I just quickly, while I was waiting for the message on my phone to go through, I upgrade everything, but I couldn't fast upgrade it because we don't have the resources. Yeah, we definitely don't have the resources, but we're getting there. We have unlocked upgraded vehicle management. As you can see, we are actually running into a production shortage of research material, but it's not a problem. Tier 2 lab material, lab equipment. It's not a problem. 2 of the facilities are running. Oh, is it? Oh, I didn't realize that was the output. Okay, where do I want to put recyclable material? I think I'm just going to dump it here. Storage, tier 2. But I'm going to, can I compact it and put it in a warehouse? Yes, I can. Let's do that instead. And then we want to get us a recycling unit. Yeah, just because I can. Ah. No. Evil. Yeah, these two are just not getting any lab equipment, so they're not running. Which is probably saving us some power, actually, now I'm thinking about it. And we'll just compact any material they make and stuff it in the warehouses. Okay, I'm recording again, right? Yes, I am, and that is actually time. Okay, well, I hope you've all enjoyed. And I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend and a wonderful whatever. This is Gareth from Whatchamacallit Gaming, out.